Hello everyone and welcome to another video, and today I'm going to be teaching you how to get any of the items that you want, literally any of them, whether that's a Lux bike, high voltages bike, an Aura bike or an Apex bike. All of these are just bikes that I can tell you how to get, or if you're just looking for any other items such as the Christmas lights, or if you're an achievement hunter and you're looking for the whoopee cushion to try and get that whoopee cushion achievement done. This also works for all of the Lux reflectors. They are a different rarity, but I can still tell you how to get them. I know I've made countless videos in the past about how to get all sorts of Lux bikes and stuff, but the questions come up a bit more often recently for other items, such as the high voltage bike or the Lux reflectors, because obviously they don't work the same way that getting the Lux bike and the Lux items such as the clothes and the goggles and the helmet, but people still need to know how to unlock them, obviously, because that's the whole point of the game. And if people are struggling to get the items that they want, then I'm here to teach you how to do it. Before I start, I do want to just show off Honeygain and show why you should get it. This isn't really a sponsor, this is just a service I use that I think people should also use it in the same way. It literally just gives you free money for being AFK, you know, AFK GTA money glitch. If you'd like to earn a little extra money on the side just by doing literally nothing apart from having this downloaded on your PC or your phone, I think you should use Honeygain. You can try your luck daily to unlock, well, not unlock, but you know, get some extra credits, and over time it builds up and you can request a payout and it goes straight into, I'm pretty sure, you can switch it into your PayPal, or you can put it into Bitcoin or whatever this cryptocurrency is, but you know, small transaction fee, but it's whatever, especially when you let it build up, you'll have a lot more of it. But yeah, it's a really easy way to earn passive income, and if you'd like to do so, join the link that I've got down below and you'll get a free $5 for signing up with that link, and get you on your way to unlocking your payout, which is 25 minimum, but it's not that hard to get, and I've hit it several times, so yeah, it's definitely worth doing and you earn quite a bit of money from it. So yeah. This does take a bit of time and effort, and I know sometimes it's disheartening when you grind for your rep and then you just don't get the item that you want. I mean, we've literally got a whole series on it. We want nothing but Lux bikes, and we've got loads of other random crap. But even so, it's not a bad thing. It just does pad out your inventory, and especially if you ever feel like switching up to any sort of outfit, then you've got all of them available to you. This is a great way to collect all items if you're into just collecting. I used to just go around and get the collectibles in games when I was younger, when I was playing like Saints Row the Third and stuff. Used to go around and get all the collectibles for that, because you know, you unlock different stuff from it. But yeah, even in this game, the unlockables are technically the collectibles, so yeah, I mean, there's a lot of items that you can get. Right, to start, you will want, I am on my main account, right, you will want to be going into Ride and Career Session. Please do not go into free Ride, or wait, I think it's Free Ride, or whatever it is. There's a way of like playing it and you don't lose your lives or something. I'm pretty sure it's Free Ride, I could be wrong. I remember seeing something in the past. A lot of people say, oh, I had the mode where you have infinite lives on and I didn't get my item. That's because it's just not how it works. You want to be going into a career session or a career plus session. Ideally a career plus session, because of the fact that you'll have access to the desert, and that means you'll be able to get a lot more rep in a such quicker time than you would in career session. If you don't have the career plus session unlocked, it only requires 100,000 total rep. That is the only time total rep ever unlocks anything. There's a difference between total rep and active rep, and I'll show you that now. So this stagnant number that's sitting in the bottom, you know, that 34 million, that is your total rep. That does not mean anything. That does not give you any items whatsoever. That literally means nothing. And all of the people that go, oh, I've got 1 million rep and I don't have a Lux bike, that is because it's just not how it works. You could have literally only 250,000 rep and have a Lux bike, or you could have 100 million rep and not have any of the Lux bikes, because it depends on how you use it and how you farm. Depending on what you do also gives you a different outcome. So we're going to go into the Career Plus session. I'm going to do this like this because I find it a lot easier and it's easier to explain, and I will explain about how you want to choose your stuff. There's two ways of doing this. Make sure that you are on last stand. This is going to be difficult for some people, but make sure you're on last stand. I bail there by holding L2 and R2 and pushing in both the sticks. You want to make sure you're on last stand. This is because of the fact that it gives you a multiplier that you don't see, that you'll get at least, it feels like double. It technically isn't double, but it does feel like double. So usually when you'd be farming this node, doing this sort of stuff, you just flip off of literally everything that you can. Make sure you obviously don't die, and don't push it too much, otherwise you probably will just end up dying by mistake. That happens a lot when I misjudge what I was meant to be doing over the next like gap, and then I do a trick that takes too long and I don't get back on in time and I bail. But this is the best way to do it, because if you were doing it without last stand, you'd have way less rep here. You would get to the finish line, you'd have about 5,000, and I say aim for 10,000 every time you do this, because in a minute it will pop up, or in a few seconds, and it will explain exactly the reason why you should try and aim for 10,000 rep. So the crew members are a big part of this game, and especially helping you farm rep. They're obviously not for the reason they just make it a bit easier on you, but these do have their tiers. So out of this lot that I've got here, the most useful one is the wheelie balance, but I don't find that useful whatsoever because I'm pretty good at wheeling, and it doesn't really change much. It doesn't really help you. Places with more checkpoints will get annoying when you start fakey balancing because you're accidentally running to them. You're on the desert, so place more stunt objects on tracks is completely pointless, and fewer obstacles, encounter fewer obstacles and trees off the track. That's kind of useful, I guess. I've never actually read that. I just assumed it would just get rid of with the hay bales, which are only on the highlands, so I guess we'll choose that one. So this one here, in air correction, is pretty useful. It can help you out, and it's only because when you flip, sometimes you're not angled right to land on the floor, so this will just automatically do that for you, and it's rather helpful. Prevent storm tracks and no path tracks doesn't happen on the desert whatsoever, so you can just skip that one. The pumping one is semi-useful, but personally I wouldn't use it because you want to have as much control over your speed as possible, and getting used to the base speed is a lot more easier than getting used to the one with extra pump strength. And show compass is completely pointless because the desert's super easy to find anything that you're looking for, so I would choose this one. All of these are, well, we've got this one again, which is kind of pointless. Don't have heavy bail threshold because you only have one life anyway, so if you bail, you're completely out and you have to start again. Make paths wider is quite useful for when you are doing fakey, because it makes the path wider. Not that you'll be riding on the path, it just makes all of the terrain around it a lot easier to ride. Scout nodes is one of my S tier crew members, I would say, because it allows you to see where the next good nodes, for depending on what you're trying to do, are. So for fakey balance nodes, you need this. See that this is perfect. I know that I need to go forward because I need to get to this mellow curvy one, because it's a 1 steepness. 1 steepness is our ideal for fakey balancing, and they're the best way of doing it. So try and aim for 1 to 3 steepness. 3 steepness is a bit on the far side. I have done a 4 steepness before. Here's a 3 steepness, for example. It's semi-shallow, but you will have to control your speed a lot more, and it's a lot more hands-on experience. If you just want to relax in one, definitely try and find 1 steepness. Anytime you see a 0 steepness, completely skip it. It's too slow. It just doesn't work, and you'll cancel out any rep by just being too slow. It's not your fault, genuinely the node is just too slow. And here's the ideal one for 2 steepness. That's a great thing that these have all popped up at once. That's a great way of farming rep, is to get that 2 steepness. If you've seen any of the Nothing to Lux Bike videos, you'd know it's just how it works, and that's what we aim for. So the method of getting 50k runs is what I'm going to talk about here. Make sure you fail all of your little tasks and extra stuff to stay in last stand, so you can make sure that you keep going. I think that guy, oh no, never mind, he's not. I had a feeling he was fakey balancing because he just spawned all the way back at the top, but never mind. So this is the way that I would I would say farm 50k rep, is do the flips and stuff like this. This also genuinely make you better at the game. This is such a great way at getting better at the game, because you're getting used to controlling your bike and making sure you're landing on your wheels facing forward every time, because that's exactly what you want to be doing. And then you can challenge yourself by, you know, making it lower, closer to the floor or whatnot, and just making sure you're maximizing the amount of rep that you can get by doing as many flips and tricks with the like no-hander and so on as possible. And then we get to the finish line. This is the way I'd say try and farm 50k rep runs, because it's a lot easier doing it this way than doing it the other way. Here we've got a couple of other ones that we've already seen. Tweak speed is semi-useful because it makes your 360s faster. If you're struggling to get the quick 360s, make sure that you push your right stick in the same direction that you're moving your left stick, because it will genuinely make your 360s faster. I didn't know that many people didn't know about that, and it is rather simple trick to be doing faster 360s, especially when people ask me, why are your 360s so fast, mine are so much slower? It's genuinely because I tweak all of them. Same with 360 backflips and front flips. If you tweak them, you'll be doing them a lot faster. Increased bunny hop force is probably the worst one, because the fact that you jump higher, when you land, sometimes it will just kill you because you didn't realize that you jumped that bit higher. Decreases friction when apart from going off the road. I click this one all the time and I don't really see a difference, and it doesn't really help that much. I would show you what a fakie balance node is like if I had fakie balance. I will go and build one really quickly instead of finding one, because it's a lot more simpler, and then I'll just show you what I mean. Just thought I'd show you here whilst we've got all of the crew members available. Wider path is pretty good. Bunny hop, stay away from it. Extra steepness, stay away from that, because you want to make sure you're getting as least few steep nodes as possible. Extra stunts is completely pointless because the desert doesn't have any. Fakie balance is the god tier one that you'll want to be getting, because it's so much easier to farm rep like that. Heavy barrel threshold is completely pointless because you'll be in last stand most of the time. Landing impact, another S tier item, will definitely save you when you jump, and then you've just got that extra bit of fall that can save you, because you can just take better impact and it will save you most of the time. Inner correction we discussed earlier, it's pretty good, it can help you out. I choose less curves. It doesn't really do too much really, because I think it creates less waves on the outside. I could be wrong. Few obstacles, yep, we've seen that one already. More checkpoints, don't ever select it. Off-road friction doesn't really do much. Prevent modifiers is completely pointless because the desert doesn't have any. Pump strength, I would just say stay away from it, it's not really worth it. Scout nodes is another S tier one. Show compass is completely pointless. Smoother curves is one I check all the time when it's up there, if there's nothing better, because it's just okay. It doesn't really do too much. It's probably helpful for berms and stuff during the forest and stuff like that. Spin speed is really helpful, especially when you're doing 50k runs, because you'll be able to flip and spin a lot quicker, and that's a lot more helpful because you have more time to do them, and you can also like sometimes 540 and 720. Well, no, you want to be a 720 and double front flip him, but don't do it all the time because it can get you killed. More team nodes, none of them spawn on the desert, so it's pointless. Tweak speed again is another good one, and wheelie balance is kind of pointless if you're good at wheelies. But yeah, I've selected one steepness node just to show you what it's like with 4 curves, because that's sort of the amount you get. Sometimes you get massive ones, sometimes you don't. Speed wobbles is another one that, if you can see in the corner, these 2 crew members that I've chosen are literally the best ones you can choose. I choose speed wobbles because it saves me most of the time. I don't think this will be on last stand, so what you're looking at is a heavily reduced version of what it could be. So basically you get to about here and you would have 700, so you would be on 3 times, and it is as simple as this. Just watch how quickly the rep goes up, and if you want to see a better example, just look at any of the Nothing to Lux Bike videos where we've got an extraordinary item, because most of the time we will be faking. So for any of the Lux bikes or any of the Lux gear, apart from this rainbow Lux bike that I'm riding right this very second, because that comes under a different sort of requirement to be unlocking it, you will just want to be aiming for 250,000 active rep. So the rep that you earn in a career session is your active rep, and that's what's unlocking you items, not the one that's in the lobby. Anything that's in the lobby or in a bike park, you will not be getting items from it, and you will need to be doing it in this exact way. So imagine this number right here, this 11,000, and just double it, because that's probably what you would have got. So this is active rep, that rep that's actively collecting and changing whilst in a career session is what you will need to be getting an item. So what I did there, which I didn't really speak about, is only go through the first checkpoint, because when you reset, you're back to the top and you've kept your rep. As you can see, it's still at 11,000, and I can then just farm more. This is the best way to do it. I would definitely go from the start to the finish earning fakie balance rep until you break underneath 10,000 by getting to the finish line. So usually you would get about 20,000 and stuff like that, and then it gets lower and lower. But then as soon as you get anywhere near like 8,000 or anything, when you get to the finish line, just go, yeah, I'm going to wrap up and move to a next node, because then each time you move to a next node and it's another fakie balance one, it resets that counter and you'll be earning 20,000 all the way back down to 8,000 again. And that can earn you from about 50k to 80,000 rep per node. That's quite a lot, and that will definitely be getting you what you need. And especially for 250,000, it takes a lot less time than you think. Obviously, I have practiced this a lot more, because this is what I do for work, is come on here, fakie balance, and then come off. So basically this is all I do for work, so this is a lot easier for me, and practice wise it is very simple. You, especially on such a shallow node, because a fakie balance is so good, you can just let go of your controller. Bear in mind you will pick up a lot of speed, and then you might air and it might chuck you to one side and you fall over, but you can genuinely let go of the controller because it is going to take care of itself. I'm not touching anything right now, and he's auto correcting. I did just steer then to move away from the trees, and any time that you want to steer, you want to be tapping it ever so lightly, just ever so lightly, because if you're doing big movements, you're going to be swaying your guy around a lot, and it's going to end up killing you because you're going to fall over. But this is genuinely the main way to farm rep, and this will get you any item that you'd like. For grey items, I believe you need about 1,000 rep. For an uncommon item, it's about 10,000. A rare item will get you is at 50k, and then or 50,000, and then a Lux Bike or an extraordinary item. Guarantee it will not be a Lux Bike on your first try. I mean, it could be, but it's most likely not going to. It will only get you extraordinary items. That is a item of the purple variety. So if I go to my shed, I can show you exactly what I mean. If you've watched any of the Nothing to Lux Bike videos, then you'll know exactly what I mean. So these ones here with the grey background, these are common bikes. You can get these from like 100 rep onwards. Anytime you die, you'll probably be getting these until you have them all. So these ones with the purple background, such as the sticker bomb bike, the stealth bike, or even the Invisibike, I forget that people really like this bike. I just never use it because I lose track of where it is and end up bailing. But yeah, these are extraordinary items. These are the bikes and all of the items that you will be getting when you unlock an item at 250,000 active rep from doing a run. That is how that works. But for any of the ones like the community bikes, like the high voltage bike and stuff, you see these have a blue background. These are rare items, and you get them from getting 50,000 rep, and then that's about it. You get 50,000 rep, and then you'll get one of these items. It might not be a bike because there is a ton, and I mean a ton. I click custom because I see the C, and I think it's community. Yeah, there is a absolute ton of these items. It is less likely that you will receive a Lux reflector from 50k rep than it is that you will get a Lux bike. So a Lux bike, a single Lux bike, out of all the extraordinary items that there are, it is a less than 1% chance that you will receive a Lux bike off of a 50k run. It is a less than 1% chance off of a 50k run, and it's about a 1% chance or 1.3% chance for a single Lux bike from a 250,000 rep run, which means obviously it's a low chance, but the more items you get, that increases. Now don't start thinking, oh, I've got all of the blue items, now anytime I do a 50k run I'm just going to get purples. That is genuinely not how it works, and people for some reason just assume that's how it's going to work. It doesn't. As soon as you've got all of the blue items and you farm for 50k, you will either get nothing, or you could get really lucky and you might get an extraordinary. It's a very small chance. That 20% is a very small chance, but it could happen. But if you earn all of your blue items and then you're thinking, yeah, this would be easy, I'll just get 50k and get an extraordinary every time. genuinely doesn't work like that. You will still need to farm for 250,000 because of the fact that it only takes that into account. It doesn't go, oh, you've got all of these items, so we'll just start be giving you more items. You can genuinely get no item whatsoever from a 50k run if you have all of the blue items and all of the grey items and all of the green items. It will literally give you nothing, and that can happen. So I'm just saying this now because a lot of people get confused. That is genuinely not how it works, and it does work this way rather than doing it any other way. For the Rainbow Lux bike, this is obviously a new bike that got added recently. It changes colour, it is a Lux bike, so it's everyone's favourite. This is done by the Grand Tour. I have it, even though I must have reset my PC recently, so it reset all my data, but I have all of my items still. This, I'll show you what I mean. So this is the Grand Tour is a good way of getting items because of the fact that you will unlock an item from getting this, and the lower you go down in this, you can get like 8 extraordinary items from this page alone. Anytime you finish one, it will give you an extraordinary item, so it's a great way of doing it. I forget that this is a thing, but this is a great way of just doing stuff now. I have every item in the game on this account, so if I collect this will literally give me nothing. See, each time it gave me completely nothing because I have no items to get. I have all the items on this account, so there's nothing for me to get, so it won't give me anything. But you need to make that whole entire page, this whole thing, and this page, 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 all of this bit on the left that you can see my mouse going over, this has to be completely solid green, and then you will receive your Rainbow Lux bike. There's a lot of the time my voice just cracks, and it just happened then. I don't know why, it's been a while since this happened, but I thought I'd mention it so you can't take the piss. Take an L on that one. Yeah, it does have its issues, especially on consoles. Oh my god, this thing broken. The Grand Tour just does not work on console. If I was you and you're on a console and you want the Rainbow Lux bike, genuinely just give up, because I do not know which of these will break and there is no way of fixing it. It either has to be patched in for it to be fixed, or it does not get fixed at all. That is genuinely how it's working. It either doesn't work at all, or that's what you're going to get. So especially for one of these is get 3 seconds of airtime at Stoker. That is broken across all platforms and you will not be getting it. If you can't afford online for any of your console services or whatever, because PC you don't have to pay for that at all, because you just need an internet provider, you will not be able to get True Descenders, because you need a friend to do it with. And if you don't have multiplayer, say for your Switch, you're like a young kid that has a Switch as their console, you don't have your own money, your parents won't buy you online, you're not getting a Rainbow Lux bike. I'm sorry, it's hard to hear, I know, but that you just won't be getting it because you need to finish this challenge. This will take you the longest. You can farm out every single extraordinary item in about a day if you really wanted to. It would take you literally ages, but like 8 hours or something, but you could definitely do it. But this will take you over 2 weeks, due to the fact that this is literally not speedrunnable at all. Because of Become a Descender, this will take you over 2 weeks, because each time you finish a task for your sponsor, it will wait until the very next day before you can do another one, which is really dumb, but I suppose it endures the life of the game. But yeah, that's how literally everything works. So that is the complete, full, in-depth information that all you need to know on getting any item. It does require a bit of time and effort, but that is literally every single way that you'll be getting an item. There is no way to get a Lux bike from a code or whatever. That just doesn't exist. Unless you're lucky and you got it in a giveaway, there's no way that that's going to happen again. It's just pure luck and a lot of hard work. That's all you have to do. It's just work hard and get lucky. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. Thank you Harry VFX and Cerberus for being a member. I shall see you a lot later. Have a good rest of your day.